Excuse me a minute, I'm going to move my chair. I'm hearing impaired. Too many years flying jet aircraft. I'm not dumb, I just don't hear well. This way I'm going to get close to Courtney so I can hear the question. But I think from the gist of the answers and partly what I heard, and my own previous experience, that roving patrols do not really do the job. And I think the board, I will say the board's decision recently to replace the roving patrol with the hired professionals is probably the best way to go. And maybe next time I'll hear the question.
We moved this.
We had roving patrols down in Okeechobee, and we got rid of them.
Does this actually do a change in roving patrols, or is it just a different contract?
We had the security.
Well, I'm just asking her. No, changes it.
Well, this would be, I guess, the third time that the whole security or safety community patrol issue would change, because previously it was in-house, which meant the management contract, they employed the patrol officers, they paid for them, it was with the whole contract, they worked for the management contract. After that, they started contracting out with a company that specifically did, it's called Eagle Protection Services. Yeah, so that's who they have right now. The motion that passed before, it depends if the budget is passed, but if the budget is approved, it would do away with the Eagle contract and we would have off-duty Prince William County.
Roving patrols, so it's just a difference between them and off-duty policemen.
But they would have different responsibilities, so you're not going, they wouldn't be doing the exact same duties that the previous contract would be doing. So, okay. The second question is...
You got down to us.
you
got two more down.
Yeah, you switched it up on me. Okay.
Would you please read the question?
Sure. Okay. 3 years ago, patrol was handled in-house. For the past 2 years, security has been outsourced at a cost of approximately $185,000 per year. 2 months ago, the board passed a vote to contract with off-duty Prince William County Police at a cost of $60 grand a year. What are your views regarding security in general and the board's decision to contract with Prince William County?
A couple qualified questions. How many hours are we getting the Prince William County Police Force for? Because the previous security detail has some different things. So numbers sound great, but we need to know what kind of hours are we getting. You know, if we're only getting them for 2 hours on Friday night, we're paying $60,000, and we have the other security system for 10 hours a day. Mm-hmm. Can you clarify those things?
Heather, are you?
With the off-duty police officers, I believe we're getting, isn't it 8 hours per day?
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
But nobody can tell me the exact amount of hours that we get Prince William for?
The question, if we knew how to compare them.
Yeah, so we hear a number of 180 to 60, but we don't know details. So if I was on the board, I would look at these details and compare them. And I know when we had the inside house security, and I know people who were on that security, and I know the services that they did provide. We have 3 beaches that are, children love to go there, teenagers love to go there. They're a big problem. They're a source of possible incidents, anything can happen there. So the money sounds great, but whether we're getting the same type of service, yeah, it sounds great to have a county police officer come down to the beach. It means a little bit more than a private source, but is it, are we getting the same amount of things for the product?
Is that a question or is
That is a question,
okay.
and I would assume I could probably get the answer from the previous board member. But,
well, as I believe Heather might possibly be checking on it. But currently, with the Eagle contract, it's during the summer months they're on. Is it 24/7? They're on 24/7 during. So I guess that's 16 weeks, and then the other 36 weeks, if I'm doing this correctly, they're on from 4 to midnight. So that's the hours that we're getting right now. With the off-duty police officers, I don't know the exact figures, but is it, you know, I believe it's the 8-hour shifts again. I think it's just 7 days a week, 8 hours. Is that right?
I believe it's something like that. I'd have to check, but we just want your responses. I understand that you can't
You
really
can't respond
respond,
if you
but
don't have details.
I can get those.
It's a good question, but.
I got a question for you. For those of you that don't know, I worked security in-house in Montclair for 12 years. On Fridays and Saturday nights, we contracted Prince William County Police for a minimum of 4 hours, both Friday nights and Saturday nights. There were numerous occasions, whether we never got a detail officer, not only Friday night, but also Saturday night. So basically, we have 2 security officers on duty and no county police officers.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, we need to get back to the, I don't want to get off track. Ned, do you have a response for the question?
Well, there's a benefit to sitting at the end of the table, and I don't disagree with any of the comments that I've heard there. I applaud them, actually. Having been in the community for 21 and a half years, so I have seen us try several different things. And I do know that the board really sat down and concentrated on looking at where we had been, where we needed to go, and what would be the best way to go about doing that. It appears to me that most of our problems, as presented earlier, if I call them a problem, is you have teenagers acting up on a weekend and what have you. They are pretty darn good at timing when security goes around to them playing games with those security. And if you hear them comment, all they got to do is be able to outrun a fat guy, okay? So I find that in order to be effective, you have to have arrest authority. And I think there's some respect in the community for that, and I am fully supportive of the decision that's recently made.
Okay. Thank you.